Before digital screens ruled imagination, there was plastic. And in the golden age of model kits, one name stood above the rest: Aurora. Founded in 1950 in Long Island, New York, the Aurora Plastics Corporation began as a modest injection molding company. But what they unleashed over the next 2 decades would shape a generation of hobbyists and pop culture itself. Aurora started small, producing model airplanes, tanks, and classic cars. Their 1/32nd and 1/48th scale vehicles were accessible, affordable, and uniquely detailed for their time, perfect for kids and enthusiasts alike. But it wasn't just about assembling plastic, it was about building worlds. 1961 was a game changer. Aurora struck gold by licensing the legendary Universal monsters: Frankenstein, Dracula, the Wolfman, and more. Sculpted by the great Bill Lemon and later by Ray Myers, these kits weren't just models. They were experiences, creepy poses, graveyard bases, twisted facial expressions. Each box was a ticket to a gothic world. Priced at just $1, monster kits flew off store shelves. Kids built them, displayed them, even repainted them in garish colors. Aurora doubled down with glow-in-the-dark editions and added even more creatures. The Mummy, creature from the Black Lagoon, the Phantom of the Opera. They built a plastic pantheon of horror. These kits weren't just toys. They tapped into the monster craze sweeping TV and the pop culture and helped define the look of monsters for a generation. Following the monster success, Aurora turned to superheroes and science fiction. They licensed DC Comics and Marvel characters like Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, and Captain America. The kits were bold, full of motion. Batman lunging off rooftops, Spidey clinging to brick walls. For kids, these were larger-than-life heroes in their hands. Then came the space kits. Aurora released models from the Invaders, Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea, and the groundbreaking 2001 A Space Odyssey. Their Star Trek line was especially iconic. The Enterprise Klingon cruisers and figures of Kirk, Spock, and alien enemies. Aurora didn't just follow trends, they defined how pop culture looked in 3D. They even released quirky originals like The Forgotten Prisoner of Castle Mare, a skeleton in chains, the first kit co-created with famous monsters of Filmland magazine. It became a cult favorite. But like all golden ages, it couldn't last forever. By the mid-70s, the model kit hobby was waning. Kids were shifting toward video games, action figures, and fast entertainment. Licensing costs were rising, and Aurora's kits, once cutting edge, started feeling outdated. Worse still, their attempts to diversify missed the mark. They launched Prehistoric Scenes, a line of dinosaur kits with modular bases. However, it was the monster scenes that courted controversy for being too violent and suggestive. With the tagline rated X for excitement, upsetting parents, critics said they weren't for kids anymore, and retailers pulled them. Internal shakeups followed. Aurora was acquired by Nabisco, then sold to Monogram models. In 1977, production stopped. The Aurora name disappeared. Today, original Aurora kits fetch high prices among collectors. Reissued under brands like Polar Lights and Moebius, their spirit lives on. Because for many, Aurora wasn't just a toy company. It was the spark that turned kids into artists and dreams into plastic reality. Later, some Aurora molds, including Revell and older Revell and monogram tools, were sold to Atlantis models, helping preserve these iconic kits for new generations. From hot rods to haunted castles, Aurora built more than models. They built memories, and their legacy still clicks together, one piece at a time. What Aurora kits have you built? Leave it down in the comments.